greatest show on earth.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Con Culture Combo. There is my buddy, Tim Hyde. I am, of course, Chris Bauer. We are your co-hosts together to talk about everything going on in the convention world, in pop culture-related items as well. We have a discussion today. We got an email this week. Everybody got an email that's doing the upcoming FanX at Salt Lake City, but it wasn't from FanX. We got an email from the Salt Palace, which is the convention center that FanX is held at. Tim, you want to talk about what was in that email? Let's start with the menu and why we got a menu, by the way.
So, if anybody doesn't know, most of the food at larger convention center spaces, the tables and chairs, all this stuff you're getting is typically done by a third party.
Yeah.
Conventions have no say in the matter a lot of times. Like when, this company actually is the same company I use for my Salt Lake show. So I'm going to be very excited to get this email personally as well. That you have to use their food and beverage group.
Which is not a new thing. There's a lot of convention centers that require, I'm going to say this, require you to buy the food and beverages that they serve. I understand that as a blanket rule. Everyone understands that as a blanket rule, but yet you'll see most vendors will throw their stuff into a cooler bag and go in every morning.
Yes.
No one cares. That's just how vendor life is.
So for FanX Salt Lake, they sent out a thing through obviously all the exhibitors that basically is almost the not FanX themselves, but the third party food distributors sent out a very threatening, in my opinion, verbiage of, hey, if you bring food in here, we're going to fucking kill you. Like that's how crazy some of this stuff was.
Like to the point that if you have like food allergies or require food that you have to bring or eat, you have to go, they listed the county department entity that you have to go and get a release from to show them, for them to allow you to bring your food in. That's how intense this email is.
And at the end of that sentence in that paragraph, like below that slightly, is like even water bottles and like caps and bold. And I'm like, one, I don't even know if there's I think, isn't there a federal law that you can't not
even
have water? Like
life substance, the thing that you have to live, can't bring that. No. And why? So we can have, how much was the water bottle on the old menu? I'm going to go with $6, $7.
$6.50, I think.
$6.50, sure.
Yeah.
Because they care about your health.
So I thought about this because, we've used their food provider, and it wasn't bad. It was pretty good food, whatever. But I was like, one, they have a really good Mexican food place at FanX. I forget what it's called, but they have the little stand. It is their carnitas are awesome. Their beans are awesome. Like I get their food every time. I spend money on it. I spend $20 to get a big ass burrito, and I cut it in half, and then I save the other half typically later for dinner or the next day at the show.
Yeah,
which I bring in my cooler. But let me give you guys a little taste of this menu.
Yeah,
I mean this is
so they send a menu out with this saying you can't bring in food, but here's the menu
so
you can pre-plan and pre-order the food for the show coming up at the end of September.
Our FanX exhibitor special pricing menu are boxed lunches. For all orders, there's a minimum total of 6. Minimum already, which I didn't even see that on Reddit now.
Wait, what do you mean minimum order?
So all box lunches, there is a order minimum of 6 of 3 of per kind minimum.
What's that mean?
That means you have to order 6 fucking sandwiches.
No way, dude.
Yes.
We haven't even talked about how much these sandwiches are each.
Okay.
They want you to order 6 of them to be able to pre-order?
Correct. And so their gluten-free is additional $5 per box.
Of course it is.
And vegan ones can be ordered in any quantity above that. But the turkey and swish wrap.
For the price they're charging, it better be swish.
So it is $24.
That's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. I don't mean on the show. I'm talking about a tortilla, a piece of cheese, and a piece of turkey. Don't think it's more. Don't think it's more than one piece each, because God knows these are not made by a 4-star chef. These are made by assembly workers throwing them into a tortilla. Yeah, $24, you said, for a turkey Swiss wrap. That's
Yeah.
wow,
Um,
great.
and then on top of that,
Ah, la, la.
and okay, so then we have the roast beef and cheddar wrap, same price. Ham and
Mm,
Swiss, same wrap, same price. Caesar seasoned salad wrap is 24. Turkey wrap is 24. Vegan roasted vegetable wrap is 24. Okay, so like I
bargains.
said, you need a minimum of 6 guys. So like if y'all want to get together on this, message
Wow.
us, please.
Just group
Um,
rate it.
the
Yeah.
power bowls, which are a Mediterranean bowl with baby spinach, quinoa, beans, pickled red
Gold
onions.
nuggets, hopefully.
Yeah, Mediterranean bowl is $26, so it gets even better. Oh, we got one. Like I say, I'm just gonna go to the. There's 5 bowls in here, guys, but I'm gonna go to the most expensive one. The
Sure.
seared salmon bowl is $28,
Oh, that's
and
just what I was craving.
it has a chef green mix, which, if anybody knows layman terms, that means the shittiest kind of salad
Oh, we're
you're
just
gonna
throwing
get.
around the word chef here also, by the way. Um, there's no chefs ever touched this, I assure you. Wow,
Okay, so
$28.
let me get okay, and then on the bottom of this is the best part of this. Not only is it $28 for this item, let's just say I'm going to make an order. One, you have to order 6, okay? So, which is crazy, but there's a 23% service charge for every single order and 8.75% sales tax on top of that.
No. So you're paying a 30% tax on top
Correct.
of the price?
Yes, for a
What is
$4 wrap.
happening?
So right now, if you were to order one, which you can't because you have to order 6, so I'm going to give you the
Right.
math on this, Chris.
I got to do
So
these 6
it is
sandwiches.
$31.88 per sandwich. Okay. Times 6 minimum. We are at $192
For
for
lunch one
6
day.
sandwiches.
Lunch one day for a staff of 6.
Yes.
For wraps,
Um,
by the way, which are
yes.
probably this long,
Yep.
about that narrow.
Yep.
And
You
this is
can
why they're threatening people
now
not to bring in their own
you
food.
can, Chris, you look, this is easy. You can get some snacks. Should we go over the
Oh,
snack menu?
do tell.
Okay. So they have brownies,
Uh-huh.
$45 for 12. You have to buy everything in a dozen. They have, no, get this, it gets better. So if you scroll down the list, they have,
Dude,
you
hold
can
on, hold
get,
on, hold on. How great would it be if they handed you a box of Little Debbie's Cosmic Brownies for $45? That would be so awesome.
with the 375 imprinted on the box itself.
It's like you ordered a full pan of brownies. Here you go. Oh my God. $45.
So you want to
Are
get
they
even
magic brownies?
so the
Oh, it's
brownies are
Utah. Oh, they're
$45
not.
for a down. No. This price should be. You ready? So the next one below that is the gluten-free version. Guess
Oh,
how much
sure.
that is? Give me give
Taste
me give
free.
me give me a dozen. How much is that going to cost me if I'm
Oh,
gluten-free?
no.
Give it to me. Give it
Let's
to me
say
for a dozen.
55. Let's say 55. Why not?
Raise it, Chris. Keep going.
No.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
We're just making these poor bastards
Nope.
suffer.
Nope.
They already
Keep
have
going,
to have
Chris.
flavorless food. 65?
Keep going. Hey, Chris,
You're
I'll give you a
kidding me,
clue. I'll give you a
dude.
clue. You're not halfway there.
Shut up. For
You're not.
12 gluten-free brownies?
Yep. How much? Keep going for a dozen. Keep going.
$80.
No, I already said the 65 was not even halfway there. So double, first off.
They should
Keep
be
going.
ashamed of themselves.
Okay, so let
They
me tell
sent
you
this
this.
out with a straight face.
You ready this? $170. What does that even break down to? I have to do that math because that is one of the worst. That means they are
That can't be
14.
real, dude.
That's $14 a
That can't be real.
$14
Are
a
you
brownie.
serious?
It is. I'm looking at it right now.
That is insane. Why do they think anyone would order that? How dare they? How dare they?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Isn't that
Oh
crazy?
my God. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to
Plus,
say to that.
wait, hold on. So $14 times the uh 1.23 times the 1.08. We are looking at $18.08 for
with the
every.
service fee.
No, 18.81 with the service fee, so $20 a brownie. We are now in an LA nightclub, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Let's
Except in
let's
an LA
dance,
nightclub,
baby.
those would have a good amount of weed in them.
Yeah.
And you're not getting that in Utah.
No, you're not.
Holy cow. Okay, so this is pure insanity. And yet this is what is being forced on all the well, attendees have the choice of just leaving and going to
Yes.
somewhere else off site. Vendors don't, unfortunately.
No.
That's what sucks about this is because when you're forcing vendors, they can't bring in their own food. And sure, a lot of us can just wait to leave and eat. But there's a lot of people that really can't. They have to eat something every couple
No.
hours or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll just tell you this. I'll just tell you, unless you have a whole army of people trying to search my stuff during load in, I'm gonna have some stuff to eat in my booth. Okay.
Correct. Yep.
So you all can go smoke whatever's in those brownies because that's pure craziness. I am definitely not down for that. No, I will have stuff to eat. That's incredible. And yeah, any vendor
So
that knows what they're doing needs to do that too. That's because that's
yeah,
stupid.
but like if
They
I
know what
go
they're
get
doing.
in the morning, you know me, I'm a Starbucks guy. If I'm gonna
Yeah.
go get a Starbucks in the morning and bring it, I just spent $7 on the drink. I can't
You
drink
better drink
that.
it right there.
Legit, that Starbucks will last me 5 hours, 4 or 5
It
hours.
will
Like I
last you until
sip
you
it.
get to the front door and you better
Correct.
have it done.
Correct. And okay,
Wow.
so while we're on this like shittiness of convention centers and kind
Yeah.
of how that is, I got the
Yeah.
same day, Chris, with this bullshit. I got another lovely email that ASM Global, who runs a ton of convention centers, like
Yeah.
I would say a majority of the United States is larger convention centers or
Yeah.
run by them. They just sent out a global battery pack ban on any single battery
Oh,
pack that has any type of plug-in besides the small battery, like the small little,
yeah.
like
Yeah. The
this
USB.
size of one.
Yeah.
No, if it's bigger than a little USB
Yeah.
block,
I've
it
seen
can't
this.
have a plug. It can't have anything. And they said that they are now. It's always been banned, which is
Unbelievable.
bullshit.
Yeah. Total bullshit.
But the thing that
Yeah.
I saw, that thing is, they sent it to me as a promoter, and they said if your vendors are found with these, we will be charging you $185 per person per day.
Unbelievable. That's outrageous. By so many things. Okay. So this first came up at Emerald City Comic Con 2 years ago for me. So I run lights at my booth. A lot of vendors do. And of course, just for those that don't know, convention centers, and this is why they sent this out, by the way, we'll get to that. But convention centers, for one plug, like to charge in between $150 and $400
Yep.
to run one plug. And by the way, most of the time, what they're doing, they come over to your booth, open up a access panel on the bottom floor of your booth, and plug in an extension cord.
Yep.
That's what $400 gets you.
And they
Normally.
put that gaffer's tape for like 6 feet and put it down, and that
If they
that's worth
have
the
to.
three. Yeah, if that's the
90% of the
$300.
time, they're like, it's good here, right? Drop. So that's normal. That's what goes on. So a lot of vendors that run lights will go buy these battery packs. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them a lot of places, Harbor Freight, all that. But you can get 800, 300, 600 watt, 1,000 watt, sometimes 2,000 watt battery packs that will run your lights for the day. So 2 years ago, I set up at Emerald City, and one of their guys comes over and is like, you can't have that battery pack. It will catch on fire. Not it could. No.
It will.
He told me my battery pack will catch on fire, which I corrected him right away because that's based on nonsense. But this is how they try to tell you, this is why we want you to spend $275, which is what their cost was. Their convention center didn't allow it. Theirs back then was one of the few. I've now run into it several times in multiple convention centers across the US that have already banned battery packs. And it's for a completely made up reason that they will catch on fire. No, it's because you want to continue to rape people financially.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with them renting tables for $175 for 3 days when you can go buy the same table at Walmart for $60. It's just complete and utter nonsense. because it's run by unions. And we don't even, that's a whole other
Yeah.
thing that we probably, I think we've already dealt with it, but I don't know if we released the show because it was just us ranting about unions. It's probably not a good show to put out in an election year. Either way,
No. We are pro
union.
unions, just not pro convention center unions.
Sure aren't. Yeah, you
No.
guys have run yourselves into the ground for a good
Yes.
reason. You do nothing productive. Let me just tell you that.
Nope.
And you price your stuff so outrageously for no reason whatsoever other than to gouge your people
Wait,
that
are
are
you
trying to
wait,
spend it.
Chris? I think you're being a little
Yeah.
over dramatic. I
Oh, am
mean,
I?
come on. We're talking
Am
about it's only an $18 brownie. It's not that big of a
I?
deal.
No, it's crazy. That's so affordable. Mm,
And to think
my
that like
God.
literally 4 years ago today, people were kissing our asses to get our money.
Oh, man.
And now, man, they don't give a
Begging
fuck.
conventions.
They don't care
Begging
about us
us
at all.
to come
At
back.
all.
And now they're gouging us. Now they're telling us our battery packs will catch on fire. So you can't use those. But now it'll be $400 for us to plug your extension cord into our plug.
Yes.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I
So that's all
remember.
this is. That's all this is.
Let me give you a quick little story. You'll get a kick out of it. So, God, I'm blanking on the show itself, but I know it was a bigger show. And I remember I was driving. It was last year, and I bought power because it was in transition time of like I didn't want to buy battery packs, which I bought two $2,000 battery packs that I can no longer use. So I hope all of you convention are going to refund me my money for the purchases that I have because of your guys' rules.
Oh, I don't know who's going to tell you the news at
But
the end of the show.
but they had I go and I pay, it was like $170 something. Like it was a
Mm-hmm.
lot. And I was like, damn,
Mm-hmm.
all right, whatever. And I go and the guy's power guy, oh, you need power? Yeah. Comes back, you do the plug. He's like, do you have the wire? And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, do you have the cable to plug in? And I was like, I'm paying you guys $175. You guys have to put in the plug.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, it was the stupidest decision I've ever made because all I had to do was, I kid you not, walk up and just pull up the little thing and plug
Yeah.
it. It was a normal plug,
That's
and there was a
why.
whole thing. I felt
Yeah.
so
Pro tip:
stupid,
always check
so
the access
stupid.
panel first. I
Yes,
have gotten free power a million times because of that, and I don't mind telling you that. I
yeah.
do not care.
Or
They
also what
gouge
we
you
do
so often.
with what we do too is talk to your neighbors before you go buy power,
100%, dude.
or be like,
Yeah,
hey,
because
I
if
have
you can
power. You
go
want to
in
throw in
on it,
50? Okay. Yep.
$75 each, you run it right off your splitter. Come on. I've got
Yeah.
extension cords, I got power strips. We will make it
Yes.
work. I'll run
Correct.
it off of three people. We'll all get
Yeah.
power. I mean,
100%.
there is no reason all of us should be spending that much money on power.
No.
It is outrageous what they're doing. It's
Yes.
outrageous. And then them trying to get rid of these battery packs now, it's just more of that. It's their union saying, you guys have got to get rid of these battery packs and get them out of here so that we can keep gouging these people. And then being like, yep, we're going to go ahead and outlaw these. They're all going to catch fire. Really, there's a multi-billion-dollar industry out there for these battery packs. You really think that industry exists because they all catch fire, idiots?
I mean,
Oh my God.
have you even heard of a story of any of them catching on fire and
None.
having serious
Not
damage? Like
one.
for reals?
You
Like
know
it
what
would be
catches
all over
fire?
the
Your
news.
cell phone.
Yeah.
Samsung's catch fire. Where'd that story go? Oh, that got squashed.
What,
Yeah.
Samsung
Yeah.
24. Let's go.
Yeah. You don't hear about that story anymore because they squashed that. Yeah, because
Yeah.
everybody needs those.
Yep.
No, you haven't heard a single story about these batteries catching fire.
No.
Oh, it makes me so angry. If you can't tell, I get really fired up about this
So
because it's made up.
while we're on this topic, we're going to change topics because you're getting a little too
Sure.
riled up for
I
me.
am. My blood pressure's up.
So
My heart's beating.
I got
I'm a
a
big
little.
man. I can't take it.
I got another little message today from my little birdie bird that told me a
All
little
right.
secret that's happening.
Oh, there's a
Is
secret?
yeah, a little bit.
Okay. What's the
That
secret?
our friends at Galaxycon are not
Oh,
done.
no. Oh, no.
They are doing another show. I
Wow.
think we were counted
Wait.
at
Hold
what,
on. Before you tell me.
14, I think we were at.
Yeah. It was more than 14, wasn't it?
It was 14
Wasn't
or
it like
16 or
almost
something.
20? It was something ridiculous. They're
Yeah.
adding another one. Okay. So this never ends. So what lucky city do we have this time?
Okay, I'm gonna give you a couple clues, and we can play a little guessing game. Say, who's
Oh,
that
good.
city?
Nobody likes this game at all.
No, but we're
Uh,
gonna play anyway.
I
Okay,
hope
so
it's Beirut.
I'm gonna give you three clues, and I think you'll
Gaza
be able to
Strip.
get it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Galaxycon Gaza.
Yeah.
No one's going.
Brought to you by Hamas.
Yeah,
Um,
really. Good
um,
Lord.
nothing like a nice terrorist joke to start off a little
I don't know if
show
there's a
here.
nice terrorist joke, but go ahead.
Um, oh God, I was gonna say something. I was gonna say something really
You
offensive there,
got
and I didn't.
derailed.
No,
You got
I thought of
derailed
it.
by the Galaxycon Gaza.
I
Yeah,
replied
you
back
know, it
to that joke
happens.
in my head, and I'm glad I didn't say it out loud. That's all I'm gonna say. Uh,
Don't say that.
I
That's
will.
even worse.
I will tell you
That's
later.
terrible. Don't tell me. I don't want to hear it.
Okay, so they're going to a new city, and my
Mm.
first clue is that it is a former Wizard World city.
Oh, that's going to be a winner.
Correct.
Okay.
They currently have two shows there by other promoters. One in January, one in June or
Oh my God,
May.
they're going to New Orleans. Are you kidding me?
They are going to
Did
New
I get
Orleans.
it?
They are going. Yeah. Sheesh.
So earmark this episode because the one and only GalaxyCon New Orleans will never review because anyone that goes to that show, you're just going to fail. That show's going to bomb bigger than anything that's ever bombed. Why would they pick that market? Listen, if you live in New Orleans, you have a great city, beautiful city. I think it's a great city to have a drink in, eat some awesome food. It's a terrible town to go to a Comic-Con in. I'll just tell you that right now. You guys suck for Comic-Cons. And it's not your fault. It's not. I don't know what it is in the air. They have not been good in years. I don't know what it is about it. People just don't support shows there. You have such few fans that show up and actually spend money. And maybe it's just a lack of money there. But those shows are terrible. I can't believe it. Are you kidding me? They're going to
And the crazy part is that it's in July, which is like a month and a half after the Wasabicon. Because
Hold
wait.
on.
No.
Oh
Wait,
no,
didn't
I was
you do
there.
it? You did it,
Oh yeah,
right?
baby.
Have we
Yeah.
even talked about
So
this? I don't think we
I don't
talked
think
about
so.
this.
I told you I did it. I didn't. I probably said I
Oh
don't
my
want to talk
God,
about it.
we didn't. Oh, okay.
I did Wasabicon in NOLA this year, just because you know what, I hadn't given NOLA a chance in a while.
Oh, okay. Ooh, sounds good.
Let me just briefly tell you about this show. First of all, Wasabicon in Jacksonville, which is the only good one,
Yep.
was good until it last couple of years they majorly let in a ton more vendors, and now it's whatever it is. However, they were doing this new one in New Orleans. I figured, what the heck? It's been a few years. They do it at a hotel right downtown,
Well,
right by Bourbon Street.
yeah, because they did it because it's they basically took over
Yeah, MechaCon, which by
MechaCons.
the way, back in the day, MechaCon was a pretty decent
I
show.
think it was their best show
Pre-COVID.
in Louisiana. I think it was the
It
best show in
was.
Louisiana.
Pre-COVID, that was a
Yep.
good show. And it's gone away now. And they actually, from what I heard, got MechaCon's email list. MechaCon used to bring in a really big crowd.
Yeah. The
And I
last
was
year
like,
they had
okay,
9,800 people. I think the last year.
if they got that email
Yeah.
list, that feels like that's a pretty good transition. That might work. Either way, all those factors made my decision to go a stupid one. Either way, got a booth. By the way, you can buy corner booths.
Yes.
You could just
Yes.
buy single booths, which is a really bizarre practice. And I wasn't about to buy two booths at this show. So I made it work. And of course, it wasn't in line, which is already strike one. Secondly, they put it at this hotel that had the worst load-in process I've ever had, ever in my
Wow.
entire history.
That
It
says a
took
lot.
me 2.5 hours to unload. It was the worst. It's so detailed and graphic and horrible. I don't even want to get into it. It's so stupid. And it was so hot. You know, it's New Orleans in May. It's already, 100 degrees. Either way, that show brought in no crowd. No one showed up. It was a terrible show. I did horrible numbers. Never going to return, obviously. The one plus, I will say the staff was very nice. They came by multiple times throughout the day. asked if I needed anything, asked if I needed a break. I clearly didn't. There was no way to be busy, so I was fine. But
Because
that was the only plus of the show.
if volunteers and staff have a lot of time to walk around and chat
Yeah.
and offer to
Well,
help you out,
yeah. There's something to be
you
said
know,
to that too. So yeah, that was yeah, New Orleans has no business having another convention. Galaxycon's not going to do any better there. That is a horrific idea, even for Galaxycon. Honestly,
I
I
mean,
can't believe they're picking that city.
if
There is no
anyone
if.
can pull it off, it would be GalaxyCon. But like I said, we went over their whole review list of the shows that they're doing. There are going to be some I think that are going to be very successful. I think
They
the
had
same.
some big.
I
They had
think
some
the
cities
St.
in there I thought were
Louis
a great
St.
idea.
Louis is a phenomenal idea. I think
Yeah,
Cleveland Horror Show I think is a great idea.
agreed.
There's some good. Philly I think has potential. I think there's some markets that are going to be good, but New Orleans, in my
New Orleans,
opinion, is
never.
the one of the worst decisions they're going to make.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I
Yeah,
hope
that's a
to
bomb.
God that the city's paying them to put on the show, because
Well, I would say it's probably the only reason they're doing it because there's no way that there's no way they're looking at that and being like, this seems like a great city for a con, especially with who they have in management who was with Wizard World. They know that con was always one of their worst and most least attended. Like, yeah, it still goes on. I can't for some reason when Fan Expo bought Wizard World, I really thought they would have ditched the New Orleans show, but I guess they need something in January. I guess I'm still surprised
so
they have it there.
this is a conversation I had with a former Wizard World employee who knew a lot of the numbers of things
Yeah,
before they got bought out for Fan Expo. If I remember correctly, and I could be wrong,
yeah,
Wizard World was like their third. Wizard World New Orleans was like their third most profitable show.
that's insane. How they must have
Uh,
been getting kickbacks from the city, or it was a
something,
discounts for the convention
something,
center. That
hotels,
must be the
something.
profit that they're talking about because it can't be from because clearly the way they make money is different from the way vendors make money. We need
Yes.
people to come in the door and actually spend money, and nobody does that in New Orleans. So that's not the same amount of money that they're making. So maybe
No.
for GalaxyCon themselves, they're going to make money. But just as a warning to vendors, especially if you're new, don't do that first year show. You will fail. I'm just going to tell you right now. And I don't know a single detail about the show. I'm telling you right now, that show is going to bomb as a vendor. And you can disagree with me all you want. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be
It's the
that
wrong
bad,
market.
but me, I'm not always. I'm the one of the most honest people like you, but I don't see it gonna go well. I don't know if it's gonna be that
No,
bad, but we'll see.
I'm just telling you that market is not good. It is a bad market for shows. And I know what you mean by if anybody can pull it off because they promote and they do all that and they bring in guest lists. But it doesn't matter. If anything, you have a very modestly earning attendee audience. So if they have more celebrities to spend money on, that's even less money to spend with
Yeah,
vendors.
they're gonna bring that guest
So
list to you for that show. I
they're
guarantee
gonna
they're
have to.
fucking
They
bring.
better bring an
And
amazing guest
but
list.
that's not gonna help out vendors at all. They'll get
So
3,000 more people in that don't spend money.
I would love to be wrong on this. I would love for you guys to come back and get in the comments after the show happens. And would you say it was July? Next
So it
July?
was July 11th through the 13th, 2025.
Come on back. Let me know how wrong I was.
Yep, a year
I
from
don't
today.
think I'll see many of your comments.
Yeah. Yeah, because the Wasabicon is there,
Yeah.
and obviously you said it was bad with that, but apparently it wasn't as bad as what happened in Portland Wasabicon this past weekend.
Somebody mentioned that something happened at Portland Wasabicon this weekend. What was okay, yeah. Go
So
fill me in.
let me give you the little news article
Yeah.
I got this morning.
Yeah, because I was at a show this weekend and somebody said it was imploding. And I don't know what that means, but lay it on me.
So
This is
the
Wasabicon Portland, which has been around for a while. So Wasabicon Jacksonville, which is the only show of theirs before NOLA that I had done. I've never done the Wasabicon Portland. As a lot of you guys know, Portland, Oregon is a tough market. I do a couple of shows out there, sometimes the Fan Expo, a lot of times the Rose City. But it is a tough market for a lot of vendors, and it's very far away
It's
too.
it's the New Orleans of the Pacific Northwest.
It totally is. That's a very good way to put it. It totally is the
Legit.
NOLA of the Northwest. So okay, so they've had it
All right.
for at least a decade.
It's
So
been
it's a
on
hotel
forever.
show. So go ahead.
All right. So
Wasabicon
remember, this is the
Portland.
same Wasabicon one that there's New Orleans and Jacksonville.
Oh, I
Um,
remember.
so
New Orleans.
it's the title on AGW8, which is their NBC
Local
little local
affiliate.
news station.
Okay. So they
Um,
did an article. So you got
and
a news
yes,
station
they
doing
did
an
both.
article. Yeah.
Yes, and they both
Okay.
did both video and on site. So
Oh boy, that's
and
not
a
good.
written up article. Yeah. So it says
Oh no.
a mess from start to finish. Artists at Wasabicon in Portland made conditions at a convention made them sick, and it shows a video right below it.
No.
So let me tell you this:
Yeah.
the people arrived to
Okay.
the artist that did the show. We heard a couple of people
Yeah.
mention stuff on some of these groups I were on. They said that they got a email a couple days before the show, a couple days,
Yeah.
not months, not from the get go,
Oh
whatever.
no.
That
Days, which means we knew
days.
about this,
So the
but we
week of the
didn't
show,
want you to back out.
correct?
So we're going to tell
Absolutely.
you just before you get here. Go ahead.
Um, that basically 3 or 4 days out from the show, something like that. So the week of the
Yeah.
show. That
When you can't change your travel plans.
the
Go ahead.
artist alley space would
Yeah.
now be in the exhibit hall, what they called g- exhibit hall garage.
Stop it. Hold on. No, no, no. Let's pause. They named a parking garage the exhibitor hall garage.
Yes.
Wait. Did they mean that's where the exhibitors parked? Maybe?
Yeah, you set up your car and your booth at the
It was like a swap meet. You just pull your vehicle in and then you set your booth up in front of it. That would actually be kind of cool.
Yes.
Okay, so they moved the artist alley
Yes.
to a parking garage
Yes.
outside now, but in their mind covered. But you're still outside in August.
Anywhere in the
Uh,
United States, August is
I
unacceptable.
assume it's warm, very warm. Oh man. So,
So no,
gee, did that go well?
let me tell you. So they have a video of a walkthrough, and it looks, now, mind you, I will say this: it doesn't look like it's like it looks like it could be like a hall for a second, like kind of like a like Anime Midwest, where
Right.
it's like a little darker, a little like,
Well,
oh,
Tim,
okay,
it's the
this is cool.
exhibitor hall garage. It should be very nice.
Um,
Did they
but
have signage to put that on it? That would be amazing. Exhibitor hall garage.
yeah. So here's a
Oh
couple
no.
of quotes from the
Oh,
article
give those full
from
quotes.
artists, from people that were selling an artist alley, so fellow artists. I'm not going to give
Oh,
you names
sure.
or anything. You guys can go look and figure that out. But
Oof.
that they said it was extremely dirty, that
Yeah.
uh there are a lot of regular artist alley artists throughout there throughout the entire West Coast, and have been to several other
Right.
Wasabi cons, including that Wasabi con, several times in the past.
Sure.
By the end of setup, on the first day, my knees and my whole leg were just black, covered in grime,
Whoa. Right, because it's exhaust and just soot.
built up. Yeah.
Ugh.
And he
Oh,
goes,
and you're
and he
breathing it.
says, oh, get this. This is the most disgusting part. Okay. So
Oh
it gets
no.
worse. It gets
Oh
worse.
no.
So, someone who we knew personally approached us and said that they saw mice and they were packing up and they were inside their belongings.
No. Oh, which means if they have mice, they probably had rats running around there at night too. Oh my God.
Yep.
Whose
Um,
idea was that? What a terrible idea.
Yeah, they said that the garage got so
Oh,
hot during this July
I'll
convention that
bet.
fans, by the convention, didn't do anything to cool the space down at all. So artists
What are you
and
gonna do?
visitors had to leave their booths because it often got overheated and the smell was ungodly terrible. I'm sure. Oh my god. And they said, we've never experienced something like that. By the second day, I felt lightheaded, dizzy, and there was such a strong smell of cigarette smokes and other headaches, dizziness, and coughs coming from all the artists.
Oh, dude.
Um,
First off, breathing in that air all weekend is rough. I mean, it's basically diesel fumes
that can't
and
be good.
just
Like,
soot. No, it's terrible. But also, from a vendor point of view, we are always also concerned about what keeps an attendee away from your booth or from your hall or whatever. This is literally a nail in the coffin. Like it's all the nails in the coffin. Like no one's going out there. And the moment they do, they walk outside, they feel that heat, they look at the first table and you're like, I'm good. Like you're just setting up an entire section of your show for failure.
yeah.
That
And so,
oh
get all right. So a couple more little lines just from this. So from this
oh
article,
no.
and it said, so their sales took a massive hit from convention. They only did 1/6 of they'd done in the previous years, even at the
I'm
lower
not
years.
surprised. Yeah,
They
I'm not
blame it on
surprised.
the decision to move the artist alley into the garage. They said that
100%.
most of the visitors even knew that there was artists there. Yeah, no shit, because you moved
Yeah.
into a fucking parking lot. Like, I think, like, who's gonna? Oh, where's the artist alley?
No,
Oh, it's in the parking lot over there. I would be
I'm
like,
good.
yeah, okay, Dick, don't lie to me.
No,
Where is it?
excuse me.
Seriously.
It's in the exhibit garage hall
Well,
downstairs,
let me ask you
please.
this: when you walked in, you think you had to go through the toll booth and grab a ticket to go walk up to the artist alley? Is that how they paid for the tickets, or is there a
Oh my
different ticket?
God.
Is there
Oh,
included?
what a horrible plan. It
So
look, you're a promoter. If the hotel's like, listen, the only extra space we have is our 3-story parking garage next door. We can give you the whole first layer or middle layer. You'd probably be like, I don't think so. I think that's a bad
I,
idea.
I can't
I
imagine
feel
that
like
they didn't have any other space available somewhere.
seriously, but even if they didn't, wouldn't you be like, you know what? Maybe I need to just have a few less tables and we'll just go
Well,
ahead and keep it
Chris,
inside.
as someone who does, actually puts on shows, I can tell you right now,
Yeah.
like if you are saying this 3 days out, you knew about it months out, or else
You
you wouldn't
knew
have
about
done
it a
it,
lot longer.
which means either you were cutting cost last minute, or
Hmm.
the in their defense, maybe the hotel screwed them on something and they had to, quickly come up
I
with
don't know.
something. I don't know. I don't
I
think
don't
that's
know.
it, but
I
it could be
know.
it. We don't know. We're not there.
Especially letting them know 3 or 4 days out. It's the perfect amount of time knowing that people won't change their travel plans. They'll come anyway. But
Yeah.
just enough time that it wasn't the night before. You know what I mean? It's like the
Yeah.
perfect window. So it's very pre planned to me.
So, including
Ugh.
on, I'm going to quote a couple more here. Wasabi Con did not reply to the request for comment. Surprise, surprise.
What?
Um, the convention organizers did make a post on Instagram and blamed the garage problems on the Hilton Hotel, writing the
Oh,
idea.
they
Hold on,
didn't
here
even
goes.
take responsibility.
So, the idea of converting a garage space to an exhibit space is not a new one. Based on precedents and reassurances from our host hotel, we decided to move forward with the idea. However, it resulted in a less than perfect experience for our artist, and for that, we apologize.
Hold up. So Hilton is now the expert on how you run your convention. Is that what you just told me as a promoter? Are you
Correct.
serious?
Yeah.
That I just lost a whole lot more respect for them. Holy cow. That
And
is the
a
wrong thing to put.
Yep. And another post, Wasabicon
Wow.
announced that the artist would be getting. Oh, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Oh, this is good. This is going to be a
Oh
interesting one here.
no. Oh
If you all
no.
want to see our lovely friend Chris here react like crazy, this is where it's going to
Oh
be.
man, this
Okay.
episode is just my blood pressure's up. What's happening? All
Yeah.
right, what give it to me? What am I looking
WasabiCon
for?
announced that all the
Uh-huh.
artists would be getting a 25% refund on their tables, and that the convention would remain at the Hilton with the artist alley in another space other than the garage. But
Hold on.
artists who commented on the 25% refund said it was a slap in the face and asking for a full refund, which
What?
which WasabiCon has refused to provide.
Oh, of course they did. Oh my God. Your one chance redemption. First of all, you just admitted horrifically, by the way, blaming the Hilton. Come on. You, as a promoter, should know better if you've been running shows for this show alone over a decade. How dare you blame the Hilton for knowing better than you how to set up your show? That's pretty. Sorry,
Isn't it always at the
that
Hilton
is
though?
really a bad move on your part. Secondly, to give why wouldn't you? How much could their artist alley tables be? A
Well,
couple $100?
well, they said the 25% discount was $60, so 240. Like, it would be the math, right?
You're
Yeah.
telling me you can't afford to I don't know how many tables were in the garage, but you can't give them a free table for their trouble for next year
I mean,
if they return, because
yeah,
some
if
of
they
them aren't going to
return.
return.
Yeah.
So that's your other out. You offer free, which is a very good piece of olive branch to be like, listen,
Yes.
we're sorry. We're obviously admitting we were wrong, even though we blame the Hilton. We're admitting we were wrong, but we're going to give you a coupon for 25% off.
60 bucks.
Dude.
I mean, $60, that's on a 3-day
Oh,
show and that kind of condition. Especially what if somebody actually had actual
dude.
health issues from that they had to go and maybe get sick or miss the work or miss
I'm
another
very
show?
surprised by this. Uh, that's shocking. That is that's not good. That is not good business. First of all, you don't blame a hotel for knowing better how to set up your show. Take responsibility. Hey, you made a mistake.
Yep.
Sure, a parking garage might have been an interesting idea. It didn't work out. But to say the Hilton assured you, oh, we have artist alleys and conventions here all the time in the parking garage. First of all, no, they don't. They're just looking to get this done. They don't give a shit about your show.
No.
You're supposed to care about your show.
Yep.
Don't blame them. Come on, man. And then to offer a coupon,
Yeah.
low character. I'm sorry. I'll take that stance on it. I don't care if that cost me my table at Wasabicon NOLA next year. I'll take the hit. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. What are people saying about that? They can't. There's no way I'm alone on this feeling. Like,
Well,
what are they? I
if
assume they announced this on Instagram or Facebook
yeah,
or whatever.
so if you go to their Facebook and Instagram, guess what?
Yeah.
There's no comments and
Oh,
they have
there it is.
blocked
Yeah.
anybody from
Okay.
posting.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're just doubling down on exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So, all those people you're blocking that you think are just being mean, no, they're right. You screwed up. That's unbelievable. Wow.
Chris,
Whew.
there's literally people who said that they found rodents in their fucking art and convention stuff at night.
I mean,
That's
I
disgusting.
doubt I
Oh
doubt
my God.
Ratatouille came to the convention in their bags. I assume he was in the garage to begin with. So,
Oh my God.
yeah,
That's
that's
so
not
gross.
good. And but hey, you did give him a coupon because it was the Hilton's fault. So
It's fair.
good for you. Oh. Well, I
And
guess we could
yeah, and
what other
1,500
thoughts do you have on this?
and 1,500 Hilton points for
Yeah. Yeah, is
even.
the oh yeah, since it's the Hilton's fault, did the Hilton offer some points, or did you just keep all those? Yeah, there we go. There's the rest of that. So yeah, you got any more great thoughts we could add to my blood pressure episode?
I
Because
mean,
holy cow,
it's
I'm about to
been
go over the
good.
moon.
I
Yeah, it's
mean, I
been
can't,
good,
I
real great.
can't. I mean, I just when I saw this, I was like, it's not as bad. People are being over dramatic, and then I was like, oh my God, they are certainly not. They are
You know what?
certainly not.
And here's why I know they screwed it up and other people don't. It's not a common thing. However, and this has gotten a lot of backlash, but it still does work. Anime Expo has done that for years, where they have put Artist Alley or certain parts of Artist Alley down in the parking garage. And my artists were in it this year. They got back in Anime Expo, and they ended up going from the vendor floor down to the parking garage. Ended up doing very well down there.
Yeah,
Didn't die. It wasn't rodent infested, which you're in LA. That's shocking. So
yeah.
there is a way to do it that is not horrific like that, and not a horrible experience for everyone.
But people are
That's
also a lot
unfortunate.
less like willing to deal with a lot of bullshit for Anime Expo. Because Anime Expo is like the show,
True, but
and
when you bring and I'll just say this: if they had brought in people and they had come down there to shop, and all those artists had made money, we probably wouldn't be hearing the complaints.
They
But
would
the
say
clear
it
fact
was
is,
disgusting, blah blah
yeah,
blah. I found a rat, but I made like $8,000. It was great.
yeah, they
It
didn't
was-
they didn't care about the rats on them because they were busy making money. And since you made sure that no one came out to that artist alley, that was the other problem. So it cost them money to be out there. And
yeah.
it doesn't do that at Anime Expo because they know how to do it properly. Granted, it's a much larger show. I'm not trying to compare the two shows. That's not fair. But there, my point is, there's a way to do a situation like that in the right way. But it's not an ideal situation. But there is a wrong way to do it, and clearly Wasabicon Portland did the wrong way.
Yeah, I hope they learn from this, but
I hope so too.
uh,
Sounds like they will. It sounds like they're already moving it in next year, but that's a real hit
yeah, but
for that sucks.
why was it not in this year?
I
Like
know
that's what
that is
I want to
weird.
know. And I guarantee there's an answer. I'm not saying that they're
There
doing it out of
is,
spite
there
or some
is.
bullshit or they're not malicious. I know the owner. He's not
I
some
mean,
guy that's going out there to just screw over artist alley kids.
you hope
But
it's maybe there was construction in the hotel, maybe, but it seems like they would have said that in the article.
yeah,
And
you
I
would think that would be
there
their
was
out. Yeah.
yeah, but they didn't say a reason. I would hope it wasn't just for more money. I
I
really
mean,
hope that's not why.
at this point, that's what it is. And I hope
But
I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
however,
I really
if
am.
it was construction, don't you think he would have listed that as the
That
excuse
would have
that
been
they
the
had
only
to?
excuse. We had no
But
excuse for
instead, what did he do? He listed Hilton said it was a good idea. That's why we
yeah,
did it. That is, I'm really, that out of everything shocks me the most.
it's a
For a
cop out.
promoter to not take responsibility for a major decision like that and to blame a hotel that doesn't know your show from a quilting convention. They don't know who you are or care about
No,
you.
no,
You're supposed to care about your show.
yeah,
That's what a promoter does. And for you to be like, oh, the Hilton said it would be great. The Hilton doesn't know who you are. They
yeah.
don't care. They just want your money and want you to go away from them. Like, that's just, that rubs me the wrong way.
I
It
mean, you
really
think
does.
it's got to be something that's gone to whoever's head, who's in charge of it, has gone to their head. Their ego maybe
Yeah,
got involved on that one a little bit too much.
that's a bummer.
Maybe,
That's
maybe.
unfortunate.
I mean, I'm
I
not
just
saying
feel
that's
bad
it
for
for
the
sure,
artists.
but
They suffered all weekend and they didn't make any money, and it probably cost them money, and that sucks. I've been in that situation. So what are you gonna
yeah,
do? But
yeah, yeah.
okay, well, if that's all. I'm gonna go take some blood pressure medicine and try to calm down.
Well,
And
if you need more, there's actually some in the CVS garage next to. I'm just kidding.
yeah, they're having a medicine convention in this parking garage. It's gonna be really great. It's gonna be super hot, a little warm. There's also rats selling some meth. You're gonna love it. They have their own
Yeah,
booth.
yeah, yeah. My
They
favorite
control a
part.
crackhead with his hair. They're
Yeah,
like, give him
just
some meth and give
you know,
him
my
some crack.
my
Yes.
favorite part of the entire like article and everything they talk about is how they said that like they literally were calling it the garage convention center.
I know, as if it was such a normal fancy name. Oh, you mean the garage exhibit hall? Yes, of course. It's you just go down two hallways, then you go up an escalator, and then leave the convention altogether and go outside because that's where it is.
Oh my god! Like
Oh, that's good. All right,
I mean,
so
too good.
we appreciate you guys watching or listening, however you like to take in your media, to another episode of the Con Culture Combo. Thanks for joining the combo, guys. We'll see you next week.
Join the convo.